Hi, this is Billy with Planet Bureau Radio, and today I'm here with Jorgen from ACT Computers. How you doing today?
Oh, great, thank you.
So, today we're going to be talking about the end of Microsoft Windows XP operating system. So, why should I consider upgrading from XP, and what are the most important reasons?
Well, thank you for having me. Today we're going to talk about Windows XP and how it's basically going to be ending support in 2014 in April. Most important reason why it's being discontinued is because it's now 13 years old. In operating systems ages, that's very, very old. It came out in 2001. It was one of the most successful operating systems out there for Microsoft. And believe it or not, it's still running about 29% of PCs worldwide. So it still has quite a huge market share. They have pushed the deadline away a couple times, but now it's basically set for April 2014. And what that really means is that all the security updates for Microsoft for Windows XP are going to stop downloading. So basically any kind of update or support from Microsoft you're trying to get for XP is not going to be there anymore. Now that does not mean that your machine is just going to stop working and you turn it on in the morning in April. It just means that you should be a little more cautious online by going to certain websites. The main threats really just come in from the internet. The machine will keep on working fine. It's just that you have to kind of think about the future.
So what are the other problems with continuing to use Windows XP on your computer?
Yeah, the biggest problem we're seeing, I see every day on the bench, is viruses and spyware. Online attacks from viruses, spyware, malware, anything like that on XP are pretty bad. Once XP has some kind of malicious software in it, it really, really destroys the operating system, and it's hard to recover from that without wiping the hard drive and starting over. And of course, nobody wants to do that and be down for a while. So it really, when Windows XP came about, the internet was still, in its infancy when it came all the different threats out there. So back then they didn't have the firewalls and security in place to keep these things out. Another very important reason to stop using XP is that there's no driver support. And for printers, scanners, let me backtrack to what a driver is. Basically, if you go out and you want to buy a new printer nowadays, a printer or a scanner or anything you plug into your computer, and you're still running Windows XP, you better make sure you check the box on that product to make sure there is software included, a driver software that allows you to run it on your machine for Windows XP specifically. If it says on the box Windows Vista 7 or Windows 8, that doesn't mean it's going to run Windows XP. So, it's always a good idea to even check the website first of the manufacturer, see if they have driver support for your machine. Because, these manufacturers are moving on to other things, moving on to greener pastures, and leaving Windows XP behind because they just can't offer the functionality of their products. So make sure you check these things before you buy that. Buy anything new. Also, that same thing applies for new software. Say you're trying to download news version of QuickBooks or trying to purchase the new Microsoft Office 2013. Those programs will not run on Windows XP. They flat out will not even install, and the box actually tells you that. Again, same reason for that is companies are moving on, trying to improve their products, and the operating system, XP, doesn't allow them to, really make their products a whole lot better. So also, because Windows XP is a 32-bit operating system, and Windows 7 and the other ones are all 64-bit, the software will not work. And they just said, no, we're going to stop supporting any old XP operating systems. Another important thing, it does not support new CPU features. So basically what that means, all the technical, CPU is just your central processing unit. So if you let's say you have a new machine, and I get that question asked all the time. I just bought this machine, it has Windows 8 on it, or Windows 7, I really like Windows XP, why can't I just load my old XP back on there and get back to business the way I had it? Well, because it doesn't work like that. There is no support, like a driver support for the new hardware. So even if you get Windows XP installed on a new machine, it still will not run the way it's supposed to be. You're not getting the performance out of the hardware. So XP doesn't know what you have. It didn't exist back then. So any idea of running XP on a brand new computer, you should forget about that. It's just not a good idea. It will work once in a while, but in general, it's just not good practice. And another reason also is for business use. A lot of businesses now have to move away from Windows XP because of security requirements, PCI compliance for keeping your data safe. So they really have to think about moving away from that.
So for those who are stuck with Windows XP for the time being, they can't upgrade, what advice do you have for them?
Well, like I said earlier, the most important advice I can give to everybody who now cannot go away from XP financially, can't buy a new machine, is to stop using Internet Explorer on Windows XP. Internet Explorer, as we all know, is the built-in browser, web browser from Microsoft that allows you to get on the Internet. And basically, the last version that is out now for Windows XP is version 8. Now, on Windows 8 now, we're on version 11. So, it stopped 3 versions ago. And when Explorer 8 is just not very secure, and a lot of websites don't work on it properly. So, what do? Well, there are alternatives out there. You can download Google Chrome. It's a very good, stable browser. It's very secure. I use it a lot. I recommend it to just about everybody. And also there's Firefox, another web browser. There are many different web browsers out there. You can choose. You just have to kind of pick one you like, and they all display the internet a different way. So I'm just saying, if you go to a website, it might look different in Explorer, it might look different on Chrome, it might look different on Firefox, but in general they all look about the same. That's just the way the program interprets the internet. Also, very important on XP especially, keep your virus protection up to date. I say it always to everybody, no matter what they have, what kind of computer, but that's the most important thing. I would not trust a free virus protection program with Windows XP anymore. So I always recommend Norton. It's been helping us out a lot over the years. It's been one of the best virus protection software packages out there. Just the free ones, you get what you pay for. So I would really stay away from those. Microsoft actually has a free one out there. It's called Microsoft Security Essentials, but that also will stop working in XP in April. So there's no point of putting that on anymore. It's still an okay alternative for other operating systems.
Now, to butt in, now you can buy a brand new Norton and still install it into Windows XP?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of these virus protection software companies, they want to make sure that they don't really shut down their own market.
Right.
And they're gonna have support for all operating systems.
Okay.
Same thing again. If you're stuck with XP, like I said, when you go out and try to buy new hardware like printers and everything, scanners, just make sure it really was gonna work with your machine. A lot of places don't return these items if they've been opened, and just for the reason that it doesn't work with your computer. Last thing, always, of course, it doesn't matter what kind of computer you have, is back up your data and back it up often. Nowadays, it's so easy to back up your data to an external hard drive, an external USB stick, so there's just no excuse anymore. And if you're running an XP machine, it's probably going to be at least 5 years old. If it's 10 years old, it's working fine now, but you don't know if your hard drive might crash on you. I mean, hard drives are just working on the principle of a record player. It's just a mechanical device. So we see them failing all the time. Always back up. Don't just trust that it's been working for a long time and it's going to keep on working. That's it for that topic.
So if you have an application that requires you to use Windows XP, what can you do to make them run on a new PC?
Yeah, what we're talking about here is if you have a custom-made program, like lots of businesses are running on a program that's their management software that is designed for Windows XP only, and it will not install on Windows 7. So what do you do? Instead of investing, thousands of dollars in buying new software again, and even if you want to, maybe that software isn't available anymore. To give you an example, lots of equipment in car shops and stuff like that is still running on XP to run certain equipment like tire balancing and stuff like that, and you just can't replace that software. So you have to put it on something new. The way you do that is that you can basically install a virtualized session of Windows XP on a Windows 7 machine. It's kind of technical. What it really means and what it boils down to is that you can run Windows XP inside a window of Windows 7 or Windows 8 on the professional version, and that allows you to install your program inside that session and run it. So you're basically kind of fooling the computer that you're running XP and the program thinks it's running XP, and it is, but it's actually running behind a Windows 7 machine. It's very popular nowadays. It's called virtualization, and that's the way to go in the future. Has lots of benefits to it. We set it up many, many times, and it really can save a lot of money. Now, obviously, nothing beats buying new software, so this is only a temporary solution. So, this is something that'll run for a couple of years, and I'll be fine with it. But I would still recommend to look into new software, and don't just let this be your main solution. It does take a while to get this stuff to run. It takes a bit of patience and dedication, but I probably say that about 90% of software we get to run on Windows 7 or Windows 8. That many times you think you just will not work.
All right, well, let's take a quick commercial break here, and we'll be right back with Jorgen from ACT Computers.
He got to the point where he could barely work. The pain in his back, going down his leg, was so bad, we were afraid he needed surgery. But we went to the Pro Spine team of doctors. They were able to put him on pain management and physical therapy, and he is so much better now, without surgery.
I had been told I had disc damage, which meant surgery. I went to Indian River County's fellowship-trained spine surgeon, Dr. Johnny Benjamin at Pro Spine. If you have to have surgery, then you want the best.
Pro Spine in Vero Beach. We've got your back.
It's a new year, and finding more time in each day is one of the most common New Year's resolutions. Hi, Tom Rhodes here, owner of Sunshine Laundries. We have lots of big load machines that can wash more clothes at one time, and our dryers start hot, stay hot, and dry fast, sure to help squeeze a little more time out of each day, where most people can't seem to find another second. 5 of the Sunshine Laundry locations offer wash, dry, fold service and even ironing. SunshineLaundry.com for locations and hours. We clean your clothes, but he cleans your soul.
Port St. Lucie High School Drama Department will coax the blues right out of the horn with its 25th anniversary show, the hit musical Mame. Yes, Mame opens at Port St. Lucie High School January 29th through February 9th for 10 big performances. Tickets are only $15 and are available across the Treasure Coast. For more information, dial 772-337-6768. Featuring a cast of 50 performers and a 20-piece live orchestra. Mame.
Thunder on the Beach Powwow, February 14th, 15th, and 16th at the Indian River County Fairgrounds. Fun for the whole family, incredible Native American dancing and artists. So come dance with the natives at the Indian River County Fairgrounds this February 14th, 15th, and 16th. Incredible Native American dancing and artists. Thunder on the Beach Powwow. See you there.
Moving is so overwhelming. It can be, but not with White Glove Moving and Storage. With us, you play, we move. Whether you're moving across the street or across the country, White Glove is the team to count on, offering full-service moving solutions, from boxes to packing, even rehanging of the pictures in the new place, or just help with the big and heavy stuff. So as you prepare for that upcoming move, be sure to call White Glove at 866-GLOVE-10. White Glove, we put the love back in moving.
And we're back with Jorgen from ACT Computers, and we're talking about the end of Microsoft Windows XP operating system. It's they're going to stop updating in April 2014. So, what should I upgrade to? Windows 7 or Windows 8?
Well, that's a matter of if you're willing to learn how to navigate through a new operating system like Windows 8. Windows 7 is the standard right now, and it will be for a long time, we think. If you know how to get around XP, then moving to Windows 7 is going to be really easy for you. Everything is the way you expect it to be. So if you push a button, if you push the start button, there it is. It doesn't go somewhere else. That is not the case with Windows 8, which that's been its downfall so far. But like I said, if you're willing to learn a new OS, then Windows 8 is a good choice. It's definitely something I would recommend. There's been a lot of bad news about Windows 8, but if you're willing to put the time into it, I would say about 45 minutes to an hour to get around, you'll realize it is a good alternative. It's just that it's totally new. It's kind of shocking using it at first because, and just like I said, things aren't where they're supposed to be, but it does make sense. Now, for the business world, I still would recommend Windows 7 Professional on all their machines. I just personally don't see much of a reason why you would want a full touchscreen interface on a business machine that has a keyboard and mouse on it. So that's basically what Windows 8 is all about. That you have a way of navigating with your hands, with your fingers, to go and do what you want to do. But then you have basically like two personalities on the computer. You have the regular Windows desktop and you have the touchscreen interface. So you have to switch back and forth. And for business use, that is nonsense. So Windows 7 Professional is going to be the standard for business for a long time to go.
Now, what steps are involved in the upgrade process?
Well, most important, it depends what kind of machine you have. So let's say if your machine is more than 5 years old, you only have 1 or 2 gigabytes of memory, I would not recommend upgrading to anything. I would really just recommend save your money and buy a new computer. If the machine is 2 to 3 years old and you already have 4 gigabytes of RAM, and let's say you're running Windows Vista on the machine or Windows XP still, yeah, definitely would go to Windows 7. Like I said, Windows 8 is out of question for a machine like that. Just makes no sense. And the process is actually quite easy. I mean, it's not an upgrade that goes on top of your operating system. So it is a clean installation, meaning that the hard drive gets wiped out. You start off with a fresh Windows 7 copy, license all the updates, and all your data goes back in that you hopefully backed up before, and reinstall your programs. So you basically it's like dealing with a whole new computer. The reason why that is the better way to do it is because upgrading from one operating system to another, like the upgrade they used to offer for Windows Vista, is a terrible nightmare, because you really cannot upgrade one operating system to another without carrying over problems from the other operating system. So it's always better to start over fresh. I would recommend that. And the upgrade process normally takes about 2-3 hours. And if you have a good machine, it definitely is worth doing.
So if you have let's say you have programs on your computer that you would like to keep, when you upgrade, like you said, it's like starting new. Is there any way you can retain those programs?
Programs, not really. I mean, programs have always been a problem copying, because when you install a program, it installs in the registry, installs all over the place, and it's not something you can just copy like a file, like a document to another computer. So programs in general, you want to make sure that you have the disks or the download logins to re-download that software into the machine after you did the upgrade. Like I said, copying programs is just not a good idea. Sometimes it does work, but it takes quite a bit of while to get that going. So it's better just to reinstall it from the original source.
Now, if you're upgrading from XP to 7 or 8, but your hardware is slow or out of date, what would you recommend doing?
Well, most important is memory. So if you only have 1 gigabyte or 2 gigabyte of RAM, get at least 4 gigabytes of RAM installed. Windows 7 likes to have 8. That works very well with that. And also, a good alternative nowadays is replacing your hard drive with a static hard drive. Basically, that's a hard drive that has no moving parts. And it used to be quite a costly alternative, and the prices really came down on those. But it's basically like breathing new life into an old computer, because now you're taking the slowest part of a computer, the hard drive, and replacing with something that's a whole lot faster. So we have machines that are 8, 9 years old, and we replace the regular old-fashioned hard drive with a static, non-moving hard drive, just made out of memory, and the machine runs 4 or 5 times as fast. So that's definitely something to think about. And the cost for that, like I said, went down a lot. And also by doing that, the reliability of the machine is greatly improved, because static drives don't have any moving parts, so they're less likely to crash.
Well, thanks for all this information. I'm sure our listeners appreciate it very much. Now, your store is offering free monthly seminars. Can you give us more details about this?
Yes, this is something we've always been trying to offer. In our old location, we just didn't have the room for it. Now we can actually do that. So basically what it is, it's a free monthly seminar, and this is every second Wednesday. This is the second Wednesday of every month. And basically the next topic is going to be on iPads or tablets, mainly on iPads right now, just how to use it. There are lots of hidden secrets, and we have several people on our staff that are now iPad geniuses, basically. They know a lot about it. So we'd like to pass that on to the public. And basically those seminars are free. We do have sodas and food also. It is limited seating, so we're limited to about 25 people in the store for the seating. So the next one, like I said, is going to be on Wednesday, the 12th of February at 6:30 to 8. You want to make sure you RSVP to us by email, and our email address is info, that's info at actcomp.us, actcomp.us. Also, you can check our monthly schedule on our website, which is www.actcomp.us, actcomp.us. And you can see what's going on every month. We have a different topic every month. Last month we talked about internet security, so we have something nice going on all the time. And like I said, it's totally free. You're not obligated to buy anything. Just come in, have a look around, and see what we have to offer. It's an open, topic, so you can ask whatever you like, and we hopefully get some answers. So the next one is actually going to be, like I said, on the February the 12th, and this is going to be hosted by one of our new employees. His name is Bill.
All right, Jürgen, thanks again for being here. And real quick, we got about a minute left. Which tablet would you prefer? Do you prefer the iPad or maybe a Microsoft tablet?
Well, my choice would be Windows 8 tablet, just because I'm using it more for business use. So iPad tablets are great, they really are, but they're more for home users, to research things. If you actually want to write a letter or do a whole lot more than that, you want to get a Windows 8 tablet. Not Windows 8 RT, you want to get a Windows 8 professional tablet, which basically means you have a whole computer in your palm and you can do whatever you want on it. You can run Word, Excel, all your programs like you do on your home computer. And that's something that I recommend.
Again, thanks for being here. Really quick, where are you located and what's your phone number if someone wants to call?
Yes, we're at 1525 US 1 Vero Beach. Our phone number is 772-567-7888, and that's in the Kmart Plaza.